Hi everyone, this is That Is Not My Cow / Mel, posting for 5 Awesome Realists. Communication. So I feel like communication has really come obviously a long way since back in the old days when you'd have to send a letter to someone. It would take, if you were sending one from England to America, then they have to cross the ships over, so it'd be like 4 or 5 months for a letter, which if you think about it now, you're like, oh my god, that's ridiculous. Can you imagine being like, Hey Denai, how are you? How was your week this week? How's your, lady friend or male friend? I don't know what you're into right now, Alan. You can't ever escape from communication. That's the problem. So if you went on a vacation to, the beach, or you went to any sort of trip you went, you can always be reaching out, which is kind of the problem with communication because you can never truly get away. I had no service in Ireland with my phone, but I could have, That wasn't me this time. I actually love texting. It makes things a lot easier when you're trying to get a hold of people and you're saying, if you just have 2 words to say to someone, or like, for instance, there's a gate to my apartment, so when I need to let people in the gate, they go, oh, I'm here, come out and open the gate. They don't have to call me and tell me that. They can just text it to me real fast. I'm like, oh, sweet, and I'll go open the gate. But I think a lot of times, texting actually, it's easier to call people than to text people out things. But I really do think texting is not necessarily a bad thing, but once again, the thing with communication these days is you just can't get away. There's just no escaping. Go away. Just like my cat. There's no escaping her. She's gonna bother me until the end of time. I think it's really interesting that we're talking about communication and all of us have kind of met on the greatest communication of all, which is the internet. There's no other way I could talk to, Denai that way, because he lives in Canada. What am I going to do, call him up? Like, no. We should trade addresses. We should be pen pals. Did you guys ever have pen pals growing up? I don't know about you guys. I tried that one time, and then I had a pen pal in Japan. But it's really interesting because we would never be able to have that kind of random connection with people, and we wouldn't get to meet people the same way. Like, we can just go on the internet. We can just go on the internet, we can go into a chat room, and we can meet 20 new people. Just like that. And that's amazing. That's, is it the best thing in the world? Are we kind of heading down a path that may be worrisome in the future? Possibly, but for the meantime, I think, communication's awesome. I think it's awesome. I love texting. I love calling. I love the internet. Someday I'll figure it out. I love how I'm talking about texting and my phone just went off. I'm so sorry. Another one of the downsides of communication, as far as like the internet is concerned, is it's so hard to keep up with everything. You can't just, this is why I like cell phones better, so I can go, oh, I have 3 messages. When you get online, I have to check Twitter, I have to check Facebook, I have to check my email, I have to check Daily Booth. I don't know, I forgot that one. MSN, there's Skype, there's just so much stuff you have to keep up with, and that gets really obnoxious. That's the one thing about communication, is just you have to keep in touch with so many people. And I do such a terrible job at it. Oh, and of course there's Google Wave to keep up in touch with people, since everyone uses Google Wave. Communication overall is a very good thing, but it's tough to keep up with it all. But I love it all the less, just like I love my kitty. Okay, I think that's enough. Bye-bye. And what's his face showed his phone, so I was like, oh, I should show my phone. It's a double flip phone. What was he talking about?